Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. So today is September 6th, and I am up $1,400, as you guys can see. From start to finish, just so you guys can see, my first order was during pre-market hours. If you have a paper trading account, you're not able to trade pre-market. So for all those that are going to be asking, for those that are practicing, if you can trade, to my understanding, you cannot. But yeah, I took one 3 to 4 minutes before the market opened, locked in profits right away. This one actually ran a lot longer, as you guys, I'll show you in a little bit. You guys is absolutely killing it right now. So I only made $180 off of this trade. I was only 50% invested in my overall trade. And then I took my last trade just a little while ago. I sold my 7,000 shares at what was that, at 419. So from start to finish, pretty much a little bit under an hour of trading, and was able to clear. It was really the first 30 minutes where I made the $1,200, and that was all caught live with the Learn Plan Profit team. So if you even want to check out that live stream, feel free to send me a text with the number below. And if you're interested in joining our team, then I'd be happy to send you that. But I want to do a full breakdown on what I saw value in and stuff like that. So let's go ahead, and as we could see, my biggest profit was made off of DWT. So why is it that I traded DWT and not UWT and all that fun stuff? So first of all, I want to let you guys know that I actually did take a loss on one of my DWT day trades, but and it was about a $300 loss, so not too bad. But this is what I want to show you guys. So go in here, I'm going to click show orders just so you guys can see exactly where I bought and exactly where I sold. And this is where I bought originally, sold here, right? Bought here, and this is where I cut losses. As you guys can see here, I got in at 6,449, ended up cutting losses at 638, and this was with a stop loss. So I managed my risk. There's a potential breakout pattern. It continued to sell off, and then what I normally do is I average up. So as something indicates signs of an uptrend, then I'll lock in profits. On this trade alone, from 6,446, 651, I locked in profits right away at 654. I made about $500 on that trade. Cut losses here, lost about 300, and then this is where I really allowed things to run. It began to indicate signs of an uptrend. The margin of profit was worth it. And I'm going to show you just more than this. So we could see here that it was showing signs of an overall reversal. It indicated signs of an uptrend even more. I added, and then locked in profits at 646 with an overall high of 651. So why is it that I took a position on DWT? Like, what influence? Like, how did I know that there's a potential support here? Just like kind of what we're seeing right now. So yeah, the MACD is useful, the RSI is useful, but I never rely solely on one indicator to give me a general, to give me a certain understanding that I should go in. What I pay attention to is /CL. So /CL is the future for DWT, meaning that when this sells off, DWT pushes up. So one of the first things that I pointed out to the Learn Plan Profit team was that /CL is showing signs of a sell-off. The overall direction is not in its favor. So it continued to get rejected around this general area. And this is where my big play happened. So it was overbought, overextended. We waited for confirmation, and as this thing really began to sell off, because it was so overbought, as you guys can see here, just like we're seeing right now, if this thing breaks below the EMA line, then it has a lot of margin to give back. And by having a lot of margin to give back, then that means that DWT, in a sense, then has margin to push up, right? Then that has margin to push up. And that's all I really saw right here. Just so you guys can kind of see, I'll try to take a trade. So I'll do a $5,000 share. We'll go with a market open. And so we got filled there at 641. But overall, /CL should be showing signs of a sell-off. We'll wait for a little bit more of a confirmation. So I have my alert here. I'm going to also set my alert here as well, just so you guys could see that again. It could go either way, right? But based off of previous patterns, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. So I'm just going to wait for a little bit more indication of a sell-off. My alerts are again right here, and the more that it sells off, again, the more that then DWT will simply begin to push up. So I'm going to click this. It's kind of distracting for me to have all that. So I'm going to get my next order ready, and this one's going to be with 7,000 shares, and then that's going to be it. I'm not going to go in with the full dollar amount. I'm just going to go in with that, and I'm going to wait for the opportunity to present itself. But again, a very simple idea of kind of going with the flow. It doesn't always have to go exactly according to plan. But again, why is it that I find it to be attractive? Well, based off of previous patterns, you guys can see that the resistance was there, right? And looking at this, the margin of profit is about 1.2%. Again, we're still getting consolidation around this general area. So I'm just going to set my alert here and give this a little bit more time for it to identify its direction. There is no breakup pattern, so if those that are going to be asking, when do you know when to cut losses? When it begins to change its overall direction. So right now, yeah, it's still kind of consolidating. It's in the very early stages, and that's exactly why I only went in right now with 5,000 shares, which 5,000 shares is equivalent to about $25,000, which is 1/4 of what I normally trade with. So I trade with $100,000. So what that means is if you're trading with $1,000, that's like you going in with $250 just to get some skin in the game, right? Again, I'm not restricted to the PDT rule, so I can day trade as many times as I want. I just want a little bit more confirmation that this thing's going to go according to plan. So what I like to do is I actually don't like to look at the overall future, right? I like to look at /CL, and I have much more data to analyze here, much more charts, right? So because of that, I feel a little bit more comfortable being able to have a little bit more to go off of. And this is something that I normally see myself do when I trade, in the very early hours of the market open, because as soon as the market opens, all you have to really go off of is this and this, right? Not as much as I would want to have. And I think the more data that we have, the better understanding of the overall direction. So I'm going to go back to /CL and see. Okay, there it goes. We're beginning to break below the email line. I want to make lower lows. So I want to see this thing settle off, not just consolidate here. So it's going according to plan. And now we should be up a little bit. So now we're up 1,500 on the day. So I'm just going to wait, give this a little bit more time. There it goes, beginning to push down. So let's see, can we make lower lows? There it goes. All right, so we're at 6,342. So we're going to wait for lows below this, what is this, 55.20. And then I'm going to get this thing ready, right? So I'm going to get my order ready here, 100%. So alrighty. Alright, so now we're just going to give this a little bit more time for this thing to potentially sell off. Again, it doesn't have to go according to plan. It could 100% find a support here and continue to push up. And that's why I have my order ready to sell. But based off of how it's looking at the MACD, again, you can use it as a reference. You never solely want to trade off of that. You never want to solely trade off of any indicator, but you can see that it's trending down, MACD is pulling down, so is the RSI, and overall it's a descending pattern. So a lot of things are, again, playing in my favor. I'm not trading the inverse, which is a descending pattern, right? I'm not trading UWT that's making lower lows and lower highs right now. Right now what I'm playing is the one that's actually uptrending, the one that's showing signs of an uptrend. So right now we're up 1,600 on the day, and let's see if there it goes. Pushing up a little bit more, /CL just broke below. Let's see if we can push a little bit more here. Let's see, so we're at 1,700 on the day. We're going to close it out here. Let's see. I still think that we have a little bit more to give, right? Based off of previous lows, I usually tend to sell pretty early, but I want to give this a little bit more time to run. Here it goes. So I'm just going to let the learn plan profit team know. So /CL, making lower lows. All right, there it goes. We're at 19, we're at 20. Again, there's nothing wrong if I really wanted to lock in profits at this area. We're at that middle VWAP. It would make sense, especially if you're trying to be a little bit more conservative. If you're not trading to profit, if you're simply trading to learn, then again, always have in mind that it's never a bad idea to lock in profits. There it goes. We should be making higher highs here. /CL is, it was selling off, not anymore. We were at 55.17, I believe. There it goes. It looks like it's potentially trying to find a support. There it goes. You guys can see the consolidation forming. Look at the MACD, right? Looking at the RSI. All that is indicating signs of this thing potentially pushing back up. And are we going to make higher highs here for /CL? That's what I'm going to be waiting for as my sell signal to cut losses. So I could sell at 4.3 and walk away with $1,500 profit. And there it goes, it's back up. I'm just going to close it out here. Did it sell? There it goes. My 2-day merit trade has been so slow. You guys could probably hear the fans, right? And there it goes. It's actually still getting rejected. So we have, it's actually at 644. Okay. So altogether, 1,600. Not bad. You guys can see my total filled orders, all my sell. This is everything, right? Of all the day trades that I've taken today, and all my positions closed. Just gonna let the team know. Done trading for the day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, giving you a little bit more insight on what exactly goes behind a day trade, how I justify an entry, how I justify sell. And if you kind of like, hearing my thought process while I trade live, again, that's something that the Learn Find Profit team gets to experience every single day. It's an option. It's not the only thing that you have to do. And if you guys have any questions about the Learn Find Profit team or working with us on a closer basis, I'm going to put my phone number down below. Feel free to send me a text, and we can kind of go from there. Don't forget to join our free Facebook group with over 224,000 members all over the world. Really do appreciate your guys' time. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.